Welcome to my devlog series where I document the challenges I undertake each month using Unreal Engine's free-for-the-month assets. The rules of the challenge are, as always, I must use at least one of Epic's free-for-the-month assets. I shouldn't spend more than 1 week of effort on the project for the whole month. I must make a video reviewing the assets and what was learned. Let's quickly run through this month's assets. Low Poly Viking World, Sika Mansion, Blink and Dash VFX, Advanced Photo Mode, Creating Portal to Another Reality. I just want to take a moment to mention how impressed I am with this month's assets. The Viking world looks packed with content, and it seems to have a lot of potential. The portal thing looks like it could make it really easy to create mind-bending puzzles, and the other assets look like they could have a lot of utility as well. I'll do a quick review of the assets I used. First off, Sika Mansion. I like how the asset comes with the starting touches of a game, but I did end up throwing about a third of the code out. But that's still a significant amount that I got to skip. Unfortunately, it does make things a bit more difficult if you're just looking to grab some assets to put into an already existing project. Also, the default scale of everything seems a bit off, and there are way too many assets with faces missing from the non-default orientation. Other than that, this was a decent quality asset. Actually, one more thing that is a bit awkward. Houses should have bathrooms and kitchens, right? Next we have Creating Portal to Another Reality. This asset is pretty cool, but it could use some work in the quality department. There are hard class references in many places, such that when you want to modify the base class, you'll need to spend a bunch of time updating all the references in a duplicate class, or to modify the source files in the asset directly. One issue with this is that if there were any updates to the asset, they would overwrite your changes, or you would need to copy those directly into your duplicated class. It would be much better if the base class was designed expecting the user to create a child class or use interfaces. But just considering functionality, I really like this asset. It was pretty easy to use, all things considered. And now let's move on to some gameplay. The point of this month's project is to exercise some ghosts. You need to observe what kind of supernatural events are taking place, and then use that information to figure out what the nature of the ghost is. Then you use the Ouija board to input the magic word and get rid of the ghost. If the ghost is fighting you too much while using the Ouija board, you can light the appropriate incense to weaken it. Once you have a good idea of which one it is, you also have to choose the right token item that is related to that ghost type. Anyway, I don't want to spoil too much about how the game works, so I'll just let the gameplay run for a bit.
I had a little bit of extra time at the beginning of this month, and I hope that's reflected in the end product here. I probably spent most of my time working on the different props and how the ghosts can interact with them, but it was pretty fun to think up new things for the ghosts to do.
Well, we're approaching a full year of doing this challenge pretty soon. Looking back on my earlier videos, I think I can say I've improved a bit, but feel free to let me know what you think here or at my Discord link in the description.